Florida Explorer here. We're in Withlacoochee State Forest, Croom Tract. And because I don't know how to use GPS, I really don't know precisely where we are. We're north, almost directly due north of the tower. But the tower, the last time we saw it, which was fairly recently, was a faint object in the distance. So again, I have no idea. I'll see if the lovely research assistant can at some point figure out how to mark the GPS. I know how to use it to find stuff, but I don't know how to use it to set where we are. So I have no clue where we are. I don't even know. I have no idea what this is here. But we are in the middle of the woods. There's no road. There's nothing nearby. We're absolutely in the middle of the woods. We came out here through the middle of the woods partly because that's what we like to do. We were on the other side of the clearing over here, in a clearing. We've been sort of just following the trail of the pigs, trying to maybe spot a few pigs and try to find something like this, and we did. And this is fairly a little treasure trove. And again, I don't know what it is, but it's a very cool find. I'm very excited about this find, especially since we didn't come looking for it. It was just the best finds. There's some kind of little pole sticking about it here. No idea what that's for. Now there's another one of these metal things over here. I'm not sure what it was for, of course. There's a bunch of tin roofing material down there, and there's something over there we're going to explore in a few moments that has a very distinct characteristic of a cattle chute or some sort of, cattle related structure. And here's another one of these things. I can't even begin to hypothesize on that. It's got some kind of wheel thing in it. It's definitely turned upside down, I have to say that. It's not the way that it would have been used. So somebody turned it over. Maybe at some point it held some sort of liquid or something, I don't know. Definitely not a cattle vat. We've seen those and what they look like the one we saw in Manfield over in the citrus tract. You see anything else, babe? Oh, nice. All right, so we're gonna check this little deal out right here. There's all kind of old school wood posts. This looks like, I don't know. Ooh, somebody's peppered this bad boy with some 22s, that's for sure. Target practice out here for the crimson neck folks. But there's tin. There's a huge bunch of tin down further down. These posts are all still in the ground. They're shaved off. They're not broken off. They're not rotted away on the tops. So that means they held something. Shh, shh, shh. Yeah. I hear it. That's a big sun gun too. We're hearing some hogs off in the distance, maybe 30 yards, 40 yards. We heard one earlier grunt, and you can tell by its grunt it was a big one. So we want to see him without getting charged by him. But anyway, there's some very neat, compelling, interesting remains here. Had to have something to do with the early 20th century cattle operations that took place out here, I would think. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. There's fencing and fence posts literally all over the place in this area where they would have had, cattle's pens. spread throughout the forest here. Oops, go back out a little bit here. So that's the other side of this thing. I got those. I couldn't figure out what in the heck they were, but I got them. Maybe you could check them out and see what you think. I was also going to see if you could figure out on how your phone to set where we are on GPS so that I can tell Joe and whoever. That's pretty neat. Look at them old school nails, man. Very, very cool. Very cool. Man, he's just right over there too. So this is the coolest part of this 3-part find. There's this little indentation here. There's something back over in there too. I'm going to go check that out in a minute. But obviously this had something to do with the cattle operation. Or maybe pigs. Who knows? Yeah, maybe it was pigs. I mean, it's kind of short. That looks like the tin must have been some sort of a roof. I don't know. Very interesting. That pole obviously, or that post there obviously fell over, and that's the old tongue and groove kind of post. It wasn't a they didn't nail it along the side, they stuck it in there, stuck it in the hole. Neat limestone. You don't usually see those above ground too often in Florida. But here's the tin roofing material dump, I guess, for lack of a better term. No, that's not even a good term though. But you can see it's all through here. And this is an indentation. We're in a depression right now, down in a hole. So this looks like it was dumped here. This doesn't look like something that was built out here. This looks like it was moved from maybe over there and put over here, something like that. There aren't any posts. There's no cohesion to it. There's no continuity whatsoever to this particular site. But it's obviously old. Very cool. So we're going to photograph it extensively and document it. Try to find out the GPS so somebody else can come here if they want. But like I said, I couldn't find this place again myself. There's no way. I have no idea. We've just been going wherever the clearings would take us and trying to head south and trying to stay off the trails. So we haven't been on a trail in 2 hours. So try to figure it out. But no matter what happens, we found this place, and that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Total accident. I've always said that we've only scratched the surface of what's out here. Most people are only staying on the trails. They have no clue what's off trail, no interest in what's off trail. So I think there's more stuff out here. There's more chimneys. There's more factories, evidences of milling operations, things like that nature. There's just so much out here that we haven't seen. So 100 years worth of undergrowth and trees will certainly disguise a lot. So we're going to continue on, and for now we are out.